Alright, now that one's done, let's move on to number 2. So this one has parentheses and then the K in front. Something you should do is do what's inside the parentheses first, like you've been told to before. At this point, we're not quite sure whether or not the K can distribute, but it might. Anyway, so you gotta do B plus C. Make sure you add the corresponding entries. So -5 plus 6, 2 plus -5, and so on and so forth, right? So let's do that part first. So this is going to be B plus C. Oh, that's pretty bad. So B plus C is going to equal, okay, add these up. -5 plus 6 is positive 1. 2 plus -5 is -3. -2 plus -6 is -8. 4 plus 1 is 5. -2 plus 3 is 1. 0 plus -3 is -3. Okay, so we got B plus C. Now we have to times that whole thing by K. So you gotta do K times B plus C. So you gotta do K times that. K in this case is 5. So you have to do 5 times everything inside that matrix. You'll get 5, -15, -40, 25, 5, and -15. And that is K times B plus C. We'll move on to B times A. So remember, you gotta do rows times columns. Okay? So we're gonna take, we're gonna make it pretty big here. So take the rows times by the columns. You gotta do -5 times 0. We're doing first row times first column. Plus 2 times 6. Plus -2 times 2. Yes, you have to keep going. Every row, the full row times the full column. Okay, we're going to move down to the next row. We'll times that by that first column there. You gotta do 4 times 0. Sorry, I'm messing with the zoom. Plus -2 times 6. Plus 0 times 2. Okay, and that is it. We don't got any more rows. So really, I don't need this to be as tall. But we do need to move on to the second column. So I'm going to take this first row times the second column. And that's going to go to the right of this. So we'll get -5 times -1 plus 2 times 0 plus -2 times 3. And now we're going to do second row times second column. So 4 times -1 plus -2 times 0 plus 0 times 3. Okay? And so those are all the calculations we need to figure out. Here, I'm just going to go first column and go down the first column here, right? So -5 times 0 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. And -2 times 2 is -4. So we're going to get 0 plus 12 plus -4 is 8. Okay, I'm going to go to the second item here. 4 times 0 is 0. -2 times 6 is -12. And 0 times 2 is 0. So we got 0 plus -12 plus 0. That's just -12. Moving on to the second column, we got 5 times -1 is 5, 2 times 0 is 0, and -2 times 3 is -6. So we get 5 plus 0 plus -6, that's -1. Okay, we're going to move on to the last entry, second column, second row. 4 times -1 is -4, -2 times 0 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0. So you got -4 plus 0 plus 0, that's just -4. And we are done. We got B times A.